Check it out, guys, we have smoke. Welcome back to Games Played Technically. Today we're back in Satisfactory, and just to go over what we did last time. So previously we didn't have coal generators last time we played, at least at the start of the last episode. Now we do, which is great. It means we are less reliant on the biomass generators, which saves us headaches. So just a quick summary of how we did it. So we're running coal from here, running 75 coal down to under the floor there, and it is through a through a system that is too clever by half. I am piping coal up to these 5 generators, and then on the other side here we have our 3 water extractors that are piping exactly as much water as these generators need. What's left over on the other side here is 45 coal, which is exactly enough for 1 foundry. And actually, I'm not sure if we have unlocked the foundry yet. Let's take a quick look. So it looks like I haven't, and that's fine. We can figure out exactly how to do that. And along the way, we can figure out how do we get this coal up to our factory. You know, I had mentioned that the idea would be that we would patch this coal into our centralized factory, get our concrete running as well. So all of that would be done on the north side of the factory. I'm kind of wondering if that's still the best course. You know what, let's stick to the plan. The point is to build up 1 big tower, just because. We have to pick a way to do it, so let's do it that way. Oh, also, I think the reason the smoke is showing up is because I pulled the save off of the computer I was using as a server, and I put it onto my local machine. I think that's also fixed the issues with the weird glitching coal. So I think we'll keep it that way for now. And I'll move it back only if I'm going to be shooting with a second perspective. So, okay, to start here, let's lay down some more foundation. I think the easiest way is probably to just get rid of this container here. After all, it was just for testing. And then do 2 blocks like this. Let's see, we just need to raise the level here. Okay, we're clipping into these cables here. We'll figure that out. Let's see here. Well, we'll likely have to move this again, but for now, let's do this. And then we can get rid of this guy. Right there. Okay. And let's see what happens if we do this. Did we just pick up all that coal? Yes, we did. Perfect. That is what we wanted. We wanted all of that coal in our inventory. Okay, that is a Mark II, which we don't need. We need a Mark I, so let's get that up to here. Okay, and then we'll put our lift right here. All right, there we go. So that's kind of step 1. So I figure the next step is we're going to get it to, we want to get it over to where our concrete is. And I'm kind of trying to figure out what the best way is. I don't want to spend forever just laying down foundation, just to get it to look clean. I might just, for now, zigzag it through the woods here. If I got it down to here, how do we do that? We have to get rid of these trees? Maybe. Okay, that's what we get for deciding to clear out all those trees. Let's work backwards. We'll run back to our factory. That means we can drop off all the junk we have, and we can work our way backwards. I've been getting some hitching. I wonder what that is. And the idea would be is we just we put some stackable conveyors over this and just run it down this way, and then we can clean up. We'd have to clean up the concrete over here anyway. And so the idea would be is that, so it would, wow, looking at it from down here, Really? Okay, so essentially we would have our factories, or rather our concrete and foundry set up right here. Okay, first let's drop off all of this biomass. We'll still need some probably. Can we research anything? Let's see here. Oh, we could do this, black powder. We'll worry about that later. And I'll probably build another one of these storage boxes as I am running out of space. Put you right here. We really don't need this coal. And what am I doing with this coal? Get rid of it. Probably don't need the petals either. I think that's for paint. Are we short anything? We could use more iron plate. And actually, before we leave, let's see what the biomass burners are doing. I'm hoping they're not burning. Okay, perfect. They are not. They don't need to burn, so they don't. All right, let's head back. And we're probably good on those. You definitely need more of these. Good on concrete, cable. Okay, so all of this needs to be cleaned up, so we're actually not going to build anything there. Let's start over here. Come on. There we go. All right, we're going to get rid of these just to, we're gonna raise the platform here a bit. Since these are already lined up with the world grid, we'll just go up to 4. So what I wanna do is either a conveyor lift or a conveyor hole there. Figure that out in a second. So let's see here. We want to leave space here because we have quartz. Wish you would go away. There you go. So I said I didn't want to just build foundation all the way through here, and yet here I am. Not tall enough there. And that's still not tall enough. What are you doing there, buddy? Okay, fine. Just one bounce. Hey, you know what? Yeah, I think we'll go up a little bit higher on that. That is fine. Is it though? That's okay. I'll clear some of this brush while you do your thing here. And let's get rid of this deposit of iron ore, which we will immediately throw away. Along with the sulfur. I need to have it. I need to have it. We're gonna block in our tractor over there. I'm thinking I'll just go a little higher up here. I can redo this cabling later. I just don't like that the grass is peeking through there. It doesn't matter, yet I'm going to do something about it. Go up another 4. I mean, is this better than just zigzagging it through the through the trees? I don't know. Can't tell you. All right. But it's what we're gonna do right now. Let's do this. And the plan is really to at some point get our factory kind of producing to the point that we can maybe spend a little time working on how it's laid out, some of the aesthetics of it. I have been kind of looking into it a little bit, watching some videos, and and some people are really good. Gotta say, some people are just really, really good at it. I am not one of those people, but we'll learn as we go. Yeah, I've seen some factories, like there's a Total Eclipse is really good. Obviously, I'm Kibitz. Like, man, the stuff they put together is really impressive. Certainly outside of my skill set right now, but I am willing to learn. It's really, I think what's difficult about it, as opposed to a game like Space Engineers, is one I'm more familiar with, in regards to like greebling, or you know, the act of just adding a bunch of non-functional stuff onto something. That's a little more, I guess, constrained, right, with what you can build. You can't just, you can't clip things into each other necessarily, whereas here, like, a lot of the best stuff is just, certain parts clipped into each other, and it looks really good. It looks amazing. Kind of a skill you have to learn, as opposed to, just laying down a zigzag of foundations. But we'll get there, one step at a time. Let's see, how do I get up there? Let's probably just do this. The sunrises are always pretty awesome in this game. Now let's see, how about this? That's a good one. And as we gaze out at this beautiful sunrise, I'll take this opportunity to remind you guys that if you like my videos, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe and hit the bell so you'll know when new episodes drop. They drop every Monday. And additionally, we have a new series. So I talked about it a few times. I teased it a bit. I finally went ahead and sat down and did it. I produced the first episode of an XCOM series. This is the wrong way around. So I'm kind of taking a little bit of a different approach with XCOM. I'm sort of doing the first one is a little bit of play-by-play. I'll probably end up changing that a bit. It's just kind of explaining how things work. So if you're not familiar, XCOM has an Iron Man mode, right? Which is essentially you play the game and you only have one save, right? If you fail, that's it. The campaign is scrapped. You got to start over. And so obviously there's a bit of pressure in doing that, and especially when you play the game in Legend mode, which is the highest difficulty, there is a decent likelihood that you could wipe. So I'm kind of taking a swing at it. I've played the game a few times, but I've never completed it in Iron Man mode, and I've never completed it on the Legend difficulty either. So this will be new for me. It's not impossible to do, right? You can in fact be not very great at the game and beat it on Iron Man Legend. It just takes a lot of preparation. a little bit less, a little more thoughtfulness. Oop, did not go high enough. Okay. Can I do this? Yes, I can. Let's see here. Come on. There we go. So speaking of being a little more thoughtful, I think that really anybody can do it, right? You know, to give you an example, I've been playing Elden Ring. Never played a Souls-like in my life, and you know, it is definitely more challenging than I thought, but you know, until you take a swing at it, you don't know what you can do. You don't know what you're capable of. And so if you're interested, go ahead and check that video out. It should be out by now. If you're kind of worried that maybe you won't be able to follow along, if you're not really familiar with the series, I do put in some time to explain it. So the game itself is a turn-based tactics game, so you lead a squad of insurgents, freedom fighters, who are fighting an alien occupation, right? So aliens have taken over the planet, and it's your job to kick them out. So the meat of XCOM is what I mentioned, that tactics part, right? You go on missions with different objectives, and this is really like a running theme throughout all of the XCOM games, is that your team is on their back foot, right? You are at a disadvantage against a more powerful, more advanced force, right? So you have to really think through not just how you fight, but which fights you take on, right? That there's always a possibility that it's just not worth it to do a certain thing. You know, if you play it carefully enough, really, you don't have to bail on a mission. So I'm hoping that's not going to happen to me, but that is a possibility. That's a thing you have to consider. This is in addition to kind of the more, you know, overhead strategic stuff, right, where you have to you know, you have to manage resources and figure out what new technologies you're going to develop. So if that sounds like it might be interesting to you, go ahead and check it out. Okay, so I'm taking a look here and I'm trying to figure out how to make sense of this mess here. So any concrete stuff we do is going to start here. Same thing with the Foundry. And it might help us to go upstairs and take a look. Really, we can undo some of this setup we have for concrete here. Very little of this stuff is still running. It might be worth it just to knock it all down and just keep the containers. That way we still have some iron plates, some resources to pull from. Let's see, let's take a look from here. So I think a lot of it would involve expanding these foundations further outward. And we are using 2 of our iron nodes. And because these other ones are involved in making our supply stash down here. And I'm realizing the way I've done this is a little space intensive, right? Where you're taking up a lot of space to do what we're trying to do. I was hoping the verticality would make up for that. However, we're just getting taller and taller, and I'm not sure how much taller we can get. There is a ceiling. There's a ceiling on how high you can build up. However, we still have a lot of room for more iron smelting, right? And this is going to get even more complicated once if I get level 2 miners, they're going to be putting out 240 each. Yeah, this seemed a lot. I mean, I knew it wasn't necessarily the most efficient way to do something. It just seemed like an interesting way to build, and now I'm wondering how I'm going to do this, because there's a lot of material to process. But that's part of the game, right? Problem solving, figuring that stuff out. So let's go a little bit higher up. Okay, so we're extended out about this far currently. I think I had previously said I didn't want to extend out over the cliff, but now I'm thinking, why not? If we need the space, then we're going to have to do it. So I think the only way to do this is really to just disassemble what we've got going on here. But we do want to make sure that we're still producing the materials that we need. So we should have a bit of that here. I think we've got some to spare. We for sure have some steel plate that's not doing anything, or rather some iron plate. So this one here, for example. So let's just put down a... I'm wondering if we should just run it back to the center over there. It'll give us an idea of what that'll look like. I don't think that's a bad idea. Do we have the... I don't think we have the walls with the little conveyor port. You know what? Let's do that. Let's grab the walls with the conveyor port. We'll buy those at the awesome shop. Here we go, conveyor walls. Oh, we're just a little bit short. Okay. How many points does this thing need? Yikes, it's a few of them. Okay, well, I guess we'll pick more of those up. We're gonna head up there anyway. Come on, just one ticket. And so what I'm thinking, right, is I'm going to, so that those constructors with the iron plate that isn't being used for anything, I'm just gonna send those backwards through the wall and down kind of into that area where we're going to be storing. So I think it's this floor right here. That's kind of where we're going to eventually have all of our containers storing all of our materials. That way we can just walk through that hall there and pick up what we need. Let's see if we're there yet. Get close. Oh man, we're going to be just a little bit short, aren't we? Nope, there we go. Got our ticket. All right, let's get those walls. So we haven't bought any paint either. I think we're still stuck with the orange. And that's a big part of it too in regards to the kind of the decorating I mentioned earlier. Is there's a lot of really creative uses for wall mounts, especially I was watching a video for the wall mounts for the cables. You can just mount them on the ceiling and it looks great, right? You don't have posts going everywhere. And just stuff you didn't consider. Like I think Total Eclipse had a video where he how did he do it? I think he was clipping power poles into like splitters and mergers, which is a good idea, right? As far as you can tell, it just looks like there's a power pole grafted on top of one of these. Not a bad idea. Oh, I see. This guy's not doing anything because he doesn't have any, That's right, because we're running this iron ingot down that way. Okay, so this guy won't do anything. That's okay. However, I will put a ladder here. So this guy doesn't need to be here. Okay, I don't know what I deleted. Hopefully nothing I needed. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out if we bring in the rest of that iron, that's gonna be tricky. Okay, one problem at a time. Can I? No, I can't. Okay. We'll have to put these. So the idea is going to be, leave that uncovered so I can still walk under there. Yeah, you see, like that clipping doesn't look very good. We'll figure that out though. We can redo the power. Right, what we want to do is we are going to kind of work on the aesthetics of the place a bit, kind of clean it up a bit. However, we have to make sure we have a steady supply of materials. Don't want to be caught without materials in the middle of that project. So let's see. So if this guy is building and he's making iron plate. We'll just do the one with one hole for now. Let's see what it looks like. You know what's cool about the attention to detail is that, like, even these constructors have ladders on them. That is pretty cool. Okay, let's see. Is this level? It is not. It's very close, but it is not. It's right here. As I pointed out before, though, I wish there was a better way to figure out to ensure you're You're at the right height. All right, there we go. So then what we do, this right here. And then we do a little bit of this. Out wrong way. Right here. Right here. And we still don't have the bigger containers. I could just stack them. And we're not going to go through all that right now. And so this is kind of the idea here. Right, once we start getting quartz, we should be able to make screens. We can just put a little icon here, right? Iron plate. You know, nothing new, nothing that hasn't been done before, but I'm taking a crack at it. And so the idea is each one of our resources will have at least some amount being sent back. So iron rods, screws for iron, reinforced plate, the modular frames. Every piece, everything we've got being built on both sides will end up in a container down here. That way we can just walk through here and pick up what we need. So we should have enough space, especially since we can really just keep expanding out this way. The hardest part is going to be figuring out how to loop all of this so that every material can get in here cleanly, right? But that's a problem we'll solve when we get to it. If we have, because I think we have spare screws that can be sent back, and even potentially spare rods that can be sent back, maybe not. I think rods we are making full use of. Yeah, I think that was an issue we had previously, was not enough rods, but rods aren't a super in-demand item. Actually, we do have rods to send back because we are sending too many here. However, that would require me going through and figuring out that math. I think we'll skip this one. Rods aren't one of those materials where it's like, oh, you need a ton of it. It's not like iron plates. So I think we'll skip that one. But because screws are pretty easy to do, I think we'll just send some of this back here. So what I'd like to do is kind of group these together. I think what I can do, let's see here. Let's see, is that tall enough? Maybe not. Let's do this first. But what I'm thinking... Oh, this guy's gonna be in the way. It's a little cramped in here. Suppose what I can do is I can just move down one more. So we'll do this. Do that. I think this will be okay. This should make a good angle here. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll plant this guy here. And let's get it lined up. That looks right. Let's see. All right, there we go. Okay, and so we're just gonna send it down this way and probably just put a wall nearby. The order doesn't super matter, but well, I always say that, and then I behave as if it does matter. So if we're assuming that rods would go there, then screws would go into the wall right next to it, because that is the order of things. Right there. And let's see which, we're on this guy here. We are on this row of foundations here, so. Oh, how high was it? What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, we might be able to just make this run. All right, okay. And actually, how many screws are we sending in that direction? Do we need a Mark II? I don't think it's over 60. 40, okay. No problem. All right. So now we have screws. We'll put rods right here. We can put, what is it? Reinforced plates, modular frames, etc. Okay, should we do that with any of the copper stuff? No, because we already have, containers over there. So the goal is just to make sure we don't run out of materials. So with that done, we can finally do something about this mess down here. Start picking it apart. It has done what it was supposed to, but at this point it has become a nuisance. We are about to fill up our pockets. We will leave the containers because I for sure don't have enough space for those. I'm going to just delete ingots. Sorry, ingots. Now these containers are really going to be in the way though. There might be an easy way to transfer them. Might need to. I'm gonna stay in here for a minute and reminisce.
It might be actually. Oh yeah, this is it. Way sooner than I thought it was gonna be. Let's gather some foliage. Some foliage here.
This is this was a long time ago. This is where I first entered this area. Way back in episode 1, when I was young. Wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. Okay, so what we've got to do is we want to get these containers out of the way. We don't necessarily want to just dump all of our material, but we also don't want to put it somewhere where it's in the way. So I think what we need to do is we need to just put down a bunch of containers over here. Will this be in the way? Potentially. Actually, you know what? If I get rid of this guy, which I should have done a long time ago, and I should be able to just put some containers here. Hopefully we won't be using this space. I don't think I need all of that space. However, I do need somewhere where I can just dump everything I have. Oh, it doesn't all fit. Oh well. Sometimes it's that way, isn't it? Wow, my pockets are bigger than these containers. Why don't they do that pocket dimension stuff on the containers? All of the iron rods. Forgot I could just do that and zap it from a distance. All of the iron plate that'll fit. We'll have to take some of that back. Let's see, we can move the awesome stuff out of the way too. We'll need that space to work. The miners can stay because ultimately they'll have to keep mining. They can't really go anywhere else. Let's see, do we have room for concrete? We do. Let's take the concrete. I think these were screws. Did not have enough room for screws. It's okay. And we'll have to see, the electrical is going to be a little tricky. We got to figure out what it's all doing. Make sure we don't pull a line that we need. Really, this constructor can go too. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, when I booted up the game today, I did not think this is what I would be doing. knocking down all the old stuff. Didn't occur to me that, yeah, that's probably the best approach, is to make space. And it looks like we're okay with removing some stuff. So really what we need to make sure is that these power lines stay connected somehow. You want to leave that space there. Right, that. Assuming, right, we're gonna have more and more conveyor lifts there. However, there does have to be an end to this. Right, at some point this becomes space for concrete and for steel. And we just call it here. Or figure that out later on. For now, we'll do this. Kinda band out to there. Okay, and so the point of that was to figure out, is there somewhere else we can put... Oh, you know what? We can run power from here down to here. I like that. I'm gonna try to edit out as much of the hitching as I can. But yeah, I'm not sure why I'm getting these kind of intermittent hitches. Watching my task manager, and I'm not sure what's causing it. I don't know, so I didn't look into it. I imagine you can just pull a save from a server and put it onto and play it like as a local save. But I'm not actually certain about that. Didn't look it up. Maybe you can't do that. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Oh, can't afford. Oh, I'm out of copper wire. And almost out of plate. That's right, because I dumped a bunch of this stuff. Okay, let's go down there real quick. We lost the plot, guys. Okay, so goes this one here. Okay, let's put the majority of it in there. Let's ditch this. We're not keeping that. Let's take a little bit of that with us. Don't know if we'll need all of it. Where did the concrete go? I hope I didn't delete the concrete, did I? No, why would I do that? Oh god, did I delete the concrete? Or did I just spend a bunch of concrete? Is that what happened? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Did I think I might have thought I would... No, here it is. Oh boy, okay. I was worried that in trying to delete the limestone, I had accidentally deleted the concrete. That would have sucked. Okay, let's go build that post now. Okay, we are getting close to time here, so what I want to do is I want to get to the point where we've kind of cleared out that lower area. And we have it just ready to go for our concrete and coal setup. What I was thinking is just put it here, but that looks weird. We'll just do this for now. We'll figure out what we do with that later. So if we do that, that means we can do that. Let's see, this still needs to be powered because this is actually an active service here. Wow, look at that zigzag there. Okay. Okay, let's clean that up. I guess if I have it facing this way and then that way. Okay. Let's focus. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. That's not doing anything. I could just have it. I think that might look a little cleaner. Let's do that. What I'm thinking is this right here. Oh, and that's right. This guy's just like plugged into there. Okay. Oh no, this has to be a Mark II. Hmm. Okay, let's redo this real quick. Just because... Not that guy. That guy. This is still a little crooked, and also... Get this out of my inventory. See how that looks. Yeah, I can live with it. And then we can... Where are we going to run power? We're going to be lazy and do it this way? Yes, we are. We're going to do it that way. This guy already has power from over there. And that's already on a foundation, so we don't need to worry about that right now. Let's go back down there and take a look. Okay, let's see here. So really that means... I don't think we're even pulling power from over here either, right? Oh, we are. Oh, we definitely are. We need a run in that direction. Okay, we can do that. Copper isn't running anyway. Let's see. This is still a thing we're doing. Okay. Well, let's just do it this way. Then this guy can go away. This guy can go away. Little by little, we're tidying our space. We may build a second layer, second floor like we did over there. Like that, right? So second floor. I think I had to do that maybe because of the terrain here. But we'll do it just to match. Let's take another quick look here. So this might be another case where we have to work backwards. We have to go up here and figure out where our constructors are going to be and where our foundry is going to be. So we'll need, I forget what our... Careful here, I haven't come up this way in a while. Okay, so it's producing... That's right, we're not balanced here because we're getting 120. This takes 45. And for this, we will just do a manifold. We will save ourselves the headache. We're just going to do a manifold. We'll just... It won't consume all of it, I suppose. I mean, how much of it? Okay, so if we're putting out 240, we'll have to figure out what we need to pull aside for encased steel beams, which I don't think we can build that yet. That is not where you search that. It's over here. Okay, it'll be hard to figure that out if we haven't yet done the milestone for it, so let's go take a look. Hopefully we have what we need for these milestones. And that'll probably be how we wrap up the episode. We'll take a look at the milestones, and then the next episode we'll go up here and kind of figure out... We'll lay out more foundation and figure out how we're going to do our foundry and our constructors for our concrete. So if we figure out how much we need for encased steel beams, then we can figure out what we need to pull aside from the limestone miners. Okay, let's see what we got. So basic steel production. So we should have what we need, we just have to go get it. No problem. Go ahead and do that. Now this is gonna start pulling from our copper, which we do not have in any way set up. That's a problem for next week. But I might forget. And if I forget, okay, let's figure something out real quick. Just gonna do this. Actually, yeah, I think what we can do is put that one there. We should have power somewhere. Yeah, sure, why not? There you go. Alright, those are back up and running. And we needed rotors and modular frames. Let's go grab those. Oh man, we are straining our reinforced plate production. And I just moved those screws over in the other direction. So this will be a reason to bring in our iron mines as soon as we can. Although, once we stop pulling for, let's see our rotors. Rotors are good. We're keeping up with rotors. Grab a few of these. And we're good on modular frames. Let's see where we're at on... So we actually have our 500 smart plating, so I think what we'll do is we'll turn this guy off. And we'll let our reinforced plates back up. Haven't seen you in a while.
Milestone reached. Steel production unlocked. Foundry grants access to new, simple steel parts. An additional project part can now be constructed. Progress to the next phase is now possible.
All right. So we have steel beam. Oh, we don't have encased steel beam. I did not look closely at what I was reading. Okay. Let's see our other milestones. We have advanced steel production. So this is what I was looking at. And we won't have that. So I'll have to look at those numbers outside of the game and plan a little bit for the next episode. And look at that, we're not too far from Mark II miners. So things are piling up for us, but we'll figure it out. Any way we slice it, we are making progress. Look at that down there. The enemy. And that'll do it for this episode. If you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. And if you do, don't forget to hit the bell so you see when my episodes drop. And if you're interested, please check out my XCOM 2 series. If not, no worries. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.